Let's start with round one. Round one is the first time that they're trying to address Charlamagne being on payroll and his Rock Nation attacking DJ Academics. So that's what we're going to start with, and we're going to just play through several minutes of that, and then we're going to kind of break that down. We're going to start at timestamp 444. And I'll say this is the first time they really started getting into the nitty gritty of is Charlamagne on payroll and his Rock Nation attacking DJ Academics. And these timestamps are specifically from the DJ Academics YouTube channel, which was roughly 15 minutes or 20 minutes shorter. The 20 minutes that Academics chose not to upload that is active and live on Charlamagne the God's channel, because I had to go over there to finish it, was all a OG speaking to a young bull perspective. That was another framing that Charlamagne had in his benefit too. As long as he was always able to OG him and sun him, and the sun is accepting the OG and the sunning frame, that's another form of refusing the frame and controlling the frame. And Academics throughout this entire conversation could not get himself out of that frame, even though this last month leading up to it, this nigga was like, nigga, I'm the frame. I'm the frame. But when he got in front of the frame, he fell in line with the frame.
I'm racking my mind around, and they're like, yo, they said you admitted it publicly.
I've never said that. Desiree got me a therapist? How crazy?
I've never been in the same room with her. Nigga, even Jay, the only time I ever seen Jay, I was at a Kendrick concert. I seen that nigga in the skybox.
And you said,
I don't know these people.
And you said Desiree got me a therapist. I'm like, where the fuck, where I get that from?
Yeah, that's what they told me.
Who's they?
Nigga, the people. So I'm racking my mind around, and they're like, yo, they said you admitted it publicly.
I've never said that. Desiree got me a therapist? How crazy does that sound?
Nigga, I don't know, but they said you and her are locked in, and I'm like,
I love Desiree though.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's not a secret.
That makes sense. Well, I don't know. Listen, what I know, and this is what I was saying, I know you're too smart for it. Rock Nation been coming at me for smooth 3-4 years.
On what though?
On things that what's their initiative I'm going against. Like I just happen to, it could be the Meg shit. It could be like any initiatives that I've just never kind of been, and it's not like on some.
But I thought Meg sued you.
No, Meg never sued me. Meg sued a blogger. But this is what we said. If we're gonna talk about, and we should talk about media campaigns and everything, because I'll agree with you on certain shit. Like when you're now talking about like Grant and Georgia, whatever you want to call him. Okay, if you want to call it a campaign, because I ain't gonna lie, that nigga, he is a smart nigga, bro. I gotta be honest. If you're gonna deny that other people don't have campaigns, you're crazy.
Bro, nobody.
Yeah, please.
Nobody campaigns like yo. It's not even close.
No, it's the most visible and the most, I would say the loudest voice don't mean that's the only thing that's happening. Bro, nigga, I consulted with the best attorneys in the land. What they did for
close.
No, it's other people don't have campaigns.
You see, other people don't have campaigns. See, he never addresses his actual topic, but Academics doesn't stick him to it either.
You're crazy.
Bro, nobody.
Yeah, please.
Nobody campaigns like yo. It's not even close.
No, it's the most visible and the most, I would say the loudest voice don't mean that's the only thing that's happening. Bro, nigga, I consulted with the best attorneys in the land. What they did for a deposition with me, that I'm not even party to the case, bro, they tried 15 times to get me to purge myself, because you're under the oath. Mm-hmm. They were setting it up for the lawsuit.
Why'd you do that without a lawyer? That's crazy.
They're idiots. I sat there and laughed at them for the whole time and ate food.
I don't know. A lot of times I feel like if somebody has you in a deposition and they're asking you certain questions, to me it's because they already have certain information. And like you said, they want you to purge yourself. So why would you ever do that without a lawyer?
But even then, everything is interconnected though, right? And even then, that's what I'm saying. If we talk about campaigns, they're playing a different game. They're playing the game of, all right, yeah, I went without legal representation. My legal representation was going to charge me 30 bands.
What's wrong with that? That's what happens.
Okay, no. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that it's not about the money. It's just about, I know how Rock Nation plays. They're just trying to exhaust. They don't have any.
That's my point. Like a lot of times.
That's not your point. You're not even agreeing that Rock Nation, they're the same thing.
You got to show me. I'm not even, I'm just saying you got to show me. You got to show me.
In a deposition,
because you was wilding on Megan.
You see, Academics is trying to lead with everything is interconnected. For a nigga having a conversation from present me with straight facts and information proving your excuse of everything is interconnected makes your entire argument null and void. What that'll also do, and what actually also happened during this, is Charlamagne exhausted him mentally early, which fuels academics' emotions. If you're maintaining a frame and then the other person is getting too emotional, your emotions will make you lose it too, right? Even if you're not saying anything that's wrong. I believe there's things that are interconnected. We all do. There's no way that you don't believe things are interconnected. But if you don't have something tangible to give me that I accept too, because he gave him a actual tangible thing. They had me in a deposition and he's like, but how do you know it was them? You know what I'm saying? It's like he's refusing that frame and that evidence that academics just presented.
I thought it was a deposition for defamation on Megan.
Yes. They spent $2 million in legal fee. They got a $75,000 judgment. She can't even pay it. You put like, even my lawyer like, yo, but they spent like at least $100,000 in depot.
I hear you, but you can't play victim.
No, and I'm not playing victim.
If you're any of these bloggers and you talking that shit online, all it takes is for one of those entities to be like, you know what? Let me make them have a hard life.
Charlotte, nobody's playing victim. We're just not playing idiot. I'm literally saying what's happening, and I'm calling it out, and you're like, what do you mean?
But that's two different cases. In that case,
Charlotte,
that's
it's all
clearly
interconnected.
Megan Thee Stallion, Roc Nation.
It's all interconnected.
How is this interconnected? How did what I call you and tell you about
I feel like you play stupid, Charlotte. You're too smart. No, you're too smart for this.
Just tell you.
See, he got him out of his bag. See, now he got him out of his emotional bag. I think academics did a great job at laying out an example where Roc Nation has a campaign to make somebody's life, suing Milagro, spending $2 million and only winning 75, pulling DJ Academics into a deposition. But the problem is, Charlamagne doesn't give a fuck about that. The closest he gets to acknowledging Roc Nation runs any sort of campaigns is you can't play victim and you get into a position to where you can make somebody's life difficult. He never explicitly says, of course that's what they did, because that's what you do when you get in those positions. He just says, you have that at your disposal. That's the closest he's gonna get. Academics is not gonna be satisfied with that answer because he wants him to say, yeah, of course they attack niggas. But Charlamagne can't have that conversation. One, because he's in business with them. And two, once you've hit a certain level as a personality, or once you've just hit a certain level as a human in a corporate world and in the overall power structure of the United States or whatever, those conversations are off limits. You don't have those conversations on camera, period. That's just what it is. That's why once academics concedes and says, man, I think he's playing stupid, that's where he takes the L right there. If he'd have framed it a little bit better and just took himself out of it and made Charlamagne stick on let's talk about the Milagro, let's talk about Roc Nation going after Milagro and tell me that, and you define whether that's a campaign or not. Then he rolled into, now I had a deposition. That would have been better framing, because at least we would have been able to maybe confirm or deny, or at least just get an answer from Charlamagne. What do you view this? And then after we've established that, then we transition over to that. And Charlamagne stayed within the frame of, I'm ignoring those instances because why are we talking about that when I only called you about this other thing?
Put it like this, right? I heard you say, you said you think I work for Roc Nation, right?
You about to do the word, the kind of like word.
Well, affiliation or whatever.
You got affiliation with them.
They're my peoples. That's a fact. I've always said.
By the
way, you know that I'm wearing this. This is going right back to right now. Every time you talk, it's going right.
Desiree's listening somewhere. Right, or she's like, this is probably a hidden street, dollar.
But no, I always say, you've heard me say this for years. My 4 entertainment idols in entertainment: Clarence Avant, the Black Godfather; Arsenio Hall, who I just published his book, his memoir, on my Black Privilege Publishing imprint.
My man with that promo.
Petey Green,
okay,
legendary radio personality, and Jay-Z. That's no secret. I've always said that my whole career.
I'm gonna tell you why that's facetious, and this is why I wear the chain. Because I'm a huge fan of Drake before I had the chain and after I got the chain. Drake has never given me $1. Okay, yeah, he sent transportation for me to come film something for his rollout. He's never gifted me like, yo, here's some money. Let me put you on pay. No, hold on. So, but no, that's very different. I have zero business interest. Like Drake's not hitting me like, let's go half in on this business venture. You're.
But if he did, you would. Why wouldn't you? If he called you right now, like him and I just saw him and who's Aiden just did. What they got together? It's something. Or he just invested in one of Aiden's companies.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
if he did that, if he called you and did that, you would. Why wouldn't you?
But I would say it.
Headshot. See, Charlamagne just gave him a headshot. But why wouldn't you? See, that's the problem. Academics is struggling with framing this entire time. And Charlamagne is controlling the frame so fucking well. Duh. Yeah, of course. Like, he is saying the most logical things. Of course you would go into business with him, right? Academics failed because he didn't frame the conversation of when you have a business or some sort of venture with somebody else, your opinion might not change, but it could be viewed as compromise and it could change. That's the conversation that that's the conversation that Academics should have led with. That's the frame that he should have went with. He should have explored that, throwing out, oh, I would have said that, and the assumption of it. You have to verbally say these things. You have to control the frame. You're not going against no rookie framer either, though. You know what I'm saying? So like, this is not supposed to be easy, but if you top 3 or you number 1 in hip hop media, you're supposed to be able to go head to head with a nigga like this and understand what type of debate you're about to walk into and be able to, if not fully control the frame, at least get a 50-50 off. You know what I'm saying? The problem is he wasn't able to get a 50-50 off.
Who said I didn't say it? You said.
You never said it.
Yo,
Charlotte.
you said Aiden's company.
Yeah, probably,
If he did that, if he called you and did that, you would. Why wouldn't you?
But I would say it.
Who said I didn't say it? You
never said it.
Yeah.
And this is another, let's just listen to this. Listen to this.
Wouldn't you?
But I would say it.
Who said I didn't say it? You
never said it.
Yo,
Charlotte.
You said verbatim.
You're doing a sleight of hand here. Everybody knows.
You said verbatim. You said one.
Who said I didn't say it? Ray Daniels said you didn't say it. See, Academics is, he's so in his emotions that Charlamagne is playing this conversation the way that he is. He missed a potential headshot return moment. Ray Daniels said that he was. I think Ray Daniels is probably like one of the best examples that's spoken publicly on Charlamagne withholding information, because based on my perception of Ray Daniels, and I think most people's perception of Ray Daniels, he's not viewed as a irrational or outlandish person, right? I've said plenty of things about Charlamagne where I could be viewed as manic and crazy, right? Academics have said plenty of things about Charlamagne where he can be viewed as irrational or crazy. I don't think that Ray Daniels has that same stigma on him. So in that moment, that was the perfect time. That would be a good, objective, third-party opinion that could have been inserted in this moment to help Academics, but he missed it because he was in his emotions, because the framing wasn't going the way that he wanted to already within the first 11 minutes of this conversation. Let's listen to what Ray Daniels said.
I think that this is a huge blemish that Charlamagne has to address. He just, Charlamagne has been, it goes back to the Dame Dash interview when he was like, do you work for Jay-Z? And Charlamagne, it's like, he has to address it. And the only reason I'm saying is because it's not like Charlamagne was under iHeart. If he was under iHeart, he was under Rock Nation. Mm-hmm. Like, and let's be clear, I've said a lot about Jay-Z great. I've also gave criticisms, but I've also acknowledged I was on their payroll. Mm-hmm. I've never hid that. Rock Nation was paying me, and I was now mind you, I was an A&R they was paying me to do. They wasn't paying me to talk, but I was an A&R working under Omar and Shari Bryant for a minute. So like, I always admitted that I had connections to it. To me, this feels like Charlamagne is he's become the moral compass of how black folks should operate in media. Like, he's the top guy. And, and sometimes they make Academics feel like he's the kid that's acting like a child in media. But here's one of them terms where the motherfucking, it flipped. Mm-hmm. It flipped. And I'm like, Charlamagne, like, dog, he has to address this. He has to. You've been on air speaking about how good it is. That's like me, when every time I spoke about, I made sure people know I got paid by them. I was an A&R. You don't do that. That's whack. This is the first one I'm like, and Charlamagne is on my Mount Rushmore over everything. And this is the first one I'm like, hey, bro, you might need to pull your face down because you have been Jay-Z's talk piece. And it's weird. It's like, and he called me about Jay-Z. Hey, and I'm like, damn, I thought it was noble. I'm like, man, a black man calling another black man about correcting how we speak about each other. You know what? I can get with this. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm on the wrong side of it, I can get with this. But I specifically asked him, I'm like, yo, you work with him? It's like, nah, I ain't got nothing to do with him. You work with him? It's like, nah, I ain't got nothing to do with him.
Before this moment, before Academics did expose that he was working with them, Charlamagne conducted conversations off the record where these are 100% lies, right? It sounds like he's having conversations off the record with people between Ray Daniels and DJ Academics. He's calling people to moderate their voice and how they speak on Jay-Z. And then in those conversations, when asked directly, are you working with him? Like, he is blatantly saying no. Him showing up underneath the Rock Nation thing is a lie that he had been pushing, that he had no affiliation with them. That is him 100% lying. But it was important in that moment for it to be stated that you have lied about it, because we have two cases. This is a Charlamagne the God tactic. I spoke to Charlamagne the God weekly for maybe 8 months once when Homeroom University was going on in like 2024. Between me and the other people that I know Charlamagne the God reaches out to and speaks to weekly, Charlamagne is calling to correct everybody's talking points. If you're on a conversational basis with Charlamagne, that is what he does. There's no denying that. But see, this is like an off the record thing, right? This doesn't help. This doesn't, in terms of help anybody's case, if I just say it, you can just call me a liar, and he can just call me a liar. These are not strong points, but the people who have known him off the camera knows Charlamagne the God is the type of person, when you put a piece of content out speaking on himself or Jay-Z or anything that he's affiliated with, you're gonna have a conversation, and he's gonna have a conversation with you to try to get you to reframe your entire thought process about it, so that whether going forward you speak about it differently, you take it off the table completely. That's something that was happening on Homeroom University. He wasn't just speaking to me, he was speaking to multiple people on the show. So it is a tactic in controlling narratives that's done on the backside. It's not a tactic that people like academics wants him to do, which is putting it on camera and putting it to the public. These are just different, we can call them manipulation tactics. They're just different tactics that people go about to control and shift narratives.
Wayno exposed something. No, Wayno was correcting you, because you said out of your own mouth, I saw Charlamagne advocating for Jay-Z's casino.
He was still wrong. He said Charlamagne wasn't there on behalf of Jay-Z. Charlamagne was there on behalf of himself because he has some financial stake in the casino. Here's the thing, bro. We looked at the what was submitted to New York State. You're not listed as some like single sole entity that is an independent person. You're listed under Rock Nation. Because so you're there. So what he's saying is wrong. You might be there because you have business interests in that casino, but you're under the Rock Nation umbrella.
Yeah, because there's 4 entities that were vying for the bid for the casino in Times Square. You had SL Green, which is a real estate company. Yeah. Because they own the building, right? The building that the casino was going to be in, which was, I think, 1540 Times Square. You had Caesars, you had Live Nation, and you had Rock Nation. Anytime you're getting involved in a multi-billion-dollar potential bid, you're going to have to come in with somebody. But like, that's just a fact. Even when I saw you reading the next.
You see how he never addresses but academics never puts it on the table. But the fact that academics never puts it on the table, he gets to get away with lying and saying that he wasn't working with people. But this is everything he's saying makes fucking sense. You don't go into a casino as a single entity. You go in under somebody. Ray Daniels put a good point out where it's like, yeah, if it was under iHeart, that would have made a lot more sense. Especially when I heard you verbally say to me, I have no business dealings or anything with Rock Nation.
You think everybody that's under that Caesars thing works for Caesars? You think everybody under SL Green works for SL Green? No. But you can look under the Rock Nation thing and see that everybody that's under Rock Nation don't work for Rock Nation.
Yeah, but they have that affiliation. There's nothing wrong with.
And y'all said I didn't disclose it, but you were reading the disclosure form.
We had to go to a site to go. Charlotte,
it's public record.
Pull at this.
I was at town hall meetings advocating for this casino. I'm in the middle of
You advocated, but you never said I'm doing this because I'm business wise aligned for this casino. And also, you know why it's a got you too? It's only a got because I know you're gonna do the I kind of said it like nobody's gonna find that disclosure. Like, come on, bro.
It was already public record. But the barbs have been circulating that forever.
But no one was gonna really find that and really connect it.
I mean, I don't know what he's talking about. But I also don't think I'm in any barb circle. So it's like my side of the internet, we didn't see that. It was an exposure moment. If we didn't know about it, it was an exposing moment, right? That's all an exposing moment was. Whether the information was out there or not, it was an exposing moment just because, nigga, I didn't see it, but I'm also not in a barb. I'm not in a barb echo chamber. So it's like, but you see what I'm saying?
It's about really the hypocrisy. Because
tell me why it's hypocritical.
If you're going to talk about really find that and really connect it, it's about really the hypocrisy.
Academics fail to get him in that frame. So now he's trying to create a new frame and watch Charlamagne destroy that frame and reframe that motherfucker again. Like the framing, academics cannot get a frame to stick to save his goddamn life.
Tell me why it's hypocritical.
If you're going to talk about whether it's crypto casino, sweepstakes casino, any type of casino. Matter of fact, I don't even know you to be. I'm like a legit degenerate gambler. I don't even know you to be a gambler. And so when I see you co-sign a casino with Rock Nation,
That's
then-
when you do your tricky wordplay.
No.
I never said anything wrong with casinos. I never said there was something wrong with casinos. I never said there was anything wrong with gambling. What I was talking about was the things we were talking about before. You're currently in a lawsuit with for something, right? Well, they named you with. Oh, I got it right here. Hold on. Let me pull it. I want to read it.
It's a replica lawsuit that's been filed in 5 different states. They finally added me. Why? Because
This one.
Okay.
The class action complaint that
Him letting him get off reading that lawsuit is him building the new frame. Now we're off the hypocritical frame, right? He's actively building the frame.
was filed in Virginia with state.
It's not class action complaint. So it's one person. No, I know, but it's
But accusing the defendants of running and promoting an allegedly illegal online gambling operation while tying the platform to alleged covert payments and music streaming manipulation.
Gotcha.
That's what I was talking about. I never said there's anything wrong with having a casino.
Yeah, but-
there's anything wrong with gambling.
okay. So now when we start talking about casinos, this is why I said that you have an agenda, right? Because in every casino, Fanatic Sportsbook, Jay-Z just partnered with them. They're at Ocean Casino in Atlantic City. You know how much litigation they got? So the mere fact that, hold on, they got a million
Show me.
cases.
Show me.
But this is obvious. That's what I'm saying. You're cherry picking on that.
No, show me. Show me.
Prize Picks. I work with them. Everybody works with them. I don't know. Maybe Black Effect works with them too. You know how much litigation they've had just alone in Jersey? But the mere fact is this. Y'all took Drake, and these are entities that y'all don't really like, and y'all are saying these are 4 to 5 lawsuits. We've not seen them litigated. One was in Virginia, just got thrown out. They're also making claims, and this is where I said, like, if it was someone that you weren't, if it was Jay-Z, you put nuance to it. I'll give you an example.
If this wasn't Drake, you would put nuance to it. Because how can you you ignore an article that says pay no attention to the grand wizard behind the curtain?
I'll get to that.
5 lawsuits say the bets were rigged, the screams were bought, and even the chat losing its mind was a higher.
So we're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
So let's just start with the obvious. And I'm just talking about nuance, and you're trying to grab a random lawsuit and act like it's something it's not. I remember you being on record saying, listen, release the Epstein files, fuck it, whoever's on there, burn it down. That's what you said. They release the files. They has Jay-Z name. It's some
No,
BS.
they don't. You know they don't.
Charlotte, see, you're adding context. Just hold on.
You supposed to add context
No.
to things because you can't just say.
But you're not adding context to that.
Why not? I can read it verbatim.
No. Because wait, hold on.
Okay.
Is Jay-Z named in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Yes, but why?
Oh, okay. So that's
Why?
yes, right? Okay. Is there a lawsuit versus Drake, Aiden, and State? Yes, right?
Yes.
But there's context, right? You're gonna add the context right after. Yeah, I know the context you would add for the Epstein stuff. You'll be like, well, these are erroneous reports. None of these things got verified. These are also people talking about him. Doesn't mean he did anything. That's the
By the way,
context.
I haven't accused y'all of doing anything. What I've done is read these things, right? And by the way, I called you. Why did I call you? I called you to tell you that your boy got jammed up, George, and what he said was he gets his marching orders from Akim Drake.
Yeah, but jammed about so let's go.
Investigators. They just said investigators, which y'all knew.
Who is investigators?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But
Yo, let's